Welcome to the first episode of App Review. So, what is App Review? App Review is where I take a app from the App Store, talk about if it's worth downloading or not, or whether you should download it. I'll tell you how entertaining it is, how unentertaining it is, and whether or not it's worth the 5 minutes of opening it, playing with it for a little bit, and then realizing you hate it. Or whether or not you open it, you don't like it for the first 5 minutes and give up on it when you really just need to wait a few minutes. The only reason why I'm calling it app review, even though it's more like me giving you app recommendations or this, don't download this app, is because, obviously. So from now on, I'm going to start app review with the comedical app review. Also, another thing you need to know about app review is how apps will be graded. Apps will be graded simply. Out of 1, on a scale of 10. 10 would be like a 100% score. You get what I mean. The first 5 points are dedicated to what is its does it do what it claims to do? Does it function? And does it glitch out? Which is the main thing. So basically, functionality. Does it look good? And does it function like it's supposed to? Because sometimes it doesn't function how it's supposed to, but it's still a good game. But you should know in advance. Also, there are some games that function perfectly fine, but they suck. The other half of the points goes to creativity, story, if there is any, and how entertaining it is, and how replayable it is. So, with that in mind, let's get into the first ever app review.
So, the current app on review is called 10 Billion Husbands, shown in the following screenshots. 10 Billion Husbands is the male equivalent of a decently popular game from about 2 to 3 years ago, called 10 Billion Wives, which was popular enough to have a sequel called 20 Billion Wives, and have a deluxe edition called 10 Billion Wives Deluxe. So, as you can tell, it's a decently popular game franchise, at least for an app, of course.
Okay, so normally this would be the part of the video where I explain, it's still going to be explaining my score, but normally there'd be gameplay in the background. But as I've mentioned before, this game, the only real gameplay it is whether or not you want to watch ads and, speed up the process or tap the screen, which really isn't as productive as you probably think it is or want it to be. So, let's just, so I put a random me drawing something that's not really attached to anything that might show up in a later video instead. Anyway, let's get to the score. For the first half of the score, I'm going to give it a 5. It looks nice. It does what it functions to do. It, plays smoothly. It covers all the basics of, at the very least, being a functioning game and looking like a nice game and not looking like absolute trash. Because I've seen apps that just look so lazy. As for, the other half of the score about, story and replayability and just how fun the game is, I'm gonna give it, a 2 or 3. I'm gonna say 2.5. Because although it is fun, there really isn't any, like I said, there really isn't any gameplay. You just sit there. It's more of, for the feeling of achievement. You don't really want to replay it again, because once you unlock all the characters, there's not really much to do afterward. There isn't any DLC or anything. It's just, there's no, grinding or characters. Once you get your characters to max and get your secret images for each character, it's kind of it. So overall, it has I give it a 7.5. I'd like to round it up to an 8 just because I really do like this game. It's one of those games you have on your device once, and you play it once, and then you delete it, and then you make space for something else on your phone. It's really fun and relaxing. It gives you instant gratification for just being patient. and for unlocking things. So if you're one of those people who like unlocking things in video games and achieving things by being patient and grinding, then this is the sort of game for you. But if you want something more action based or story driven, this isn't the type of game for you. Um the rest of this video is a bit of a spoiler for the rest of the game, because it basically shows all the secret images in case you really do not want to play this game and you just want to see what kind of, or if you just want a spoiler to how cute the boys look in the images. So that's basically it. This game's pretty fun. I do still recommend you download it if you have space on your phone, but if you don't have space on your phone, then I wouldn't do it. So yeah, that's basically been today's app review. Enjoy the rest of the video.